Hey everybody, it's Lisa, and as promised, I am doing a post today about how to handle internal conflict. Now, I don't know if you may or may not be aware, but I do teach conflict resolution to my corporate clients, to my private clients, and I teach public workshops now and then. In fact, I used to do it quite a bit all over the United States. And the number one cause for conflict is unmet or unrealized expectations or unclear expectations. And that would happen if you're working with coworkers or your family, your spouse, your children, stranger on the seat. There's all kinds on the street. There's all kinds of different ways that you can encounter conflict with people outside of you. So that could be that unmet or unclear expectation. Now, I think what a lot of us have to really tune into is that we can have that same kind of conflict internally, like inside of us, going on in here. And it can get to be really frustrating if you constantly have this internal struggle or internal conflict about what your expectations are for yourself. And so that can result in apathy or anxiousness or feeling unsettled or feeling frustrated. And this most often occurs when you are maybe you're in a career and you don't really love that career. So you're feeling conflict because every time you start to do the work, it doesn't feel good to you, or it doesn't feel anything at all, or it's become really frustrating, or you're just not on the same path that you used to be on. It can also happen when we're in personal relationships. Maybe we're not in the kind of relationship that feels the way we want it to feel, or maybe it's just the way you're spending your time. That can have a lot to do with our internal conflict because you promised yourself one thing and then you didn't get to do that one thing for one reason or another. And it's good to see so many people joining. Hi, Sabrina and JR and Michelle. And so it can be really important to take a look at what are the expectations that you have for yourself so that when you set those expectations, you can actually live up to them and you get yourself out of that position of constantly having this internal struggle. Now, just to give you an example from my life, so I started my company in 2007. In fact, it'll be 10 years coming up next month. And when I started my company, I had actually been working for a Fortune 500 company. In fact, actually, it was a Fortune 50 company. And I was a director, and it seemed like this great career. It really had a lot of great points to it. And I had gotten to the point, because I'd been there 20 years, when it just got to be, kind of day in and day out. So I had to make some changes. So I created my organization thinking, okay, I'm going to go do workshops and I'm going to do training and I'm going to do coaching and I'm going to work for boutique spas and resorts because I want to make changes. And then the economy hit. And the plans that I had for the business kind of got turned around, or kind of went out of the picture, and I started doing just straight corporate work where I really wasn't paying attention to the bliss side at all. Now, the part of me, my ego felt great because I was doing some work that was making money, I was paying the bills, I had money left over. I really liked a lot of what I was doing, so that was my ego part, but the soul part was like, yeah, but what about this dream that you had? What about these things that you wanted to do that you just turn your back on? And so I had this internal struggle. Same thing occurs anytime I'd sit down in the middle of a work day, I'd feel like, oh my gosh, I can't sit down right now because other people at work and they're not sitting down and I shouldn't be doing that. So my soul was trying to, ask for what it wanted, but the ego was like, that doesn't work. So anytime you feel this internal struggle of, I want to do this, but I should do that, you really want to make sure that you're getting tuned into your expectations for yourself. And so when I got really, really clear with myself about 2 years ago, and I was like, I am taking this back. I'm taking my bliss back. I'm going to go back and I'm going to write that book and I'm going to do more coaching and I'm going to do retreats. And then I was able to say, okay, I've set now a plan for myself that is based on my purpose. My purpose is to guide. And so whatever I do that allows me to do that guiding, then my purpose and my ego are going, okay, cool, I think we can work with this. And then you get more harmony. So you start first with, why are you here? Where do you get meaning? What really makes you feel like you've, made a contribution to others or for yourself or left a legacy? So you get clear on the purpose first. And then you really tap into the passion part. And the passion part is what lights you up and what gets you excited. And then when you've got those two pieces, that's when you start to look at, okay, So what are the expectations, and how can I make this manifest itself? And so you get that purpose, get that passion, get that plan, and that's when you start to create harmony where there used to be anxiousness or frustration or whatever it happens to be, that feeling inside you that just doesn't feel good. That is probably the clearest plan that I can tell you, but it is harder than it looks sometimes, because a lot of people, when you ask them what they want, they'll say, I don't know, I just want to be happy. And they're not really sure what that means. It's like when people say, you know, I want to do this, but I don't have enough money or time. And you ask how much money or time they need, and they say, I don't know. I mean, I used to say, I'm not really sure how much money or how much time I need, because I'm not even sure what it is. So you've got to get first clear on that first piece of it. And that really is the main reason that I'm doing my webinar that's coming up. And I want to invite you to it because it is a free webinar. It's a 60-minute master series webinar where I'm going to teach you how to get really clear on your purpose and your passion so that you can free up all those obstacles that are standing in the way of what it is you really want to do. So you're going to be, breaking apart this conflict and clearing a path for freedom so that you can really do what you really want to do, and you can live that life on your own terms. So I really hope that you will tune into this webinar. All you have to do is register for it. I'm going to leave a link here in the comment section. You'll do want to grab your spot because I only have 50 spots available. I'm limiting it at that. And you do want to show up about 10 minutes early because we're going to start right on time. But it's going to be packed with all kinds of tools that you can use to help yourself create that inner harmony, stop that internal conflict, get clear on your purpose, get clear on your passion, and free up your path so you're living the life you've always wanted to live. I really do hope that I get to see all of you there. I'm looking forward to it. And if you've got any questions, absolutely just shoot me a private message. You can email me. I'm going to leave all my contact here. You probably can see it right in my profile as well, but I'll leave it here to make it easy. And I am looking forward to seeing you all again soon.